my friends. Welcome to the very first episode of the Campfire Retreat with Mark. I really appreciate you being here with me today, and I hope that the exercises and tools and education that I can share with you are going to enrich your life in the same fashion that it's really enriched mine. It's important to note that I am not a doctor, nor am I a therapist of any sort. The intent of this video or this channel is not to replace our professional medical system. I do have therapists within my family that have shown me these exercises and tools, and they have worked wonders for me, and I'm hoping they're going to do the same for you. There's one important thing you need to remember, that anything that I am sharing with you requires only 80% belief and 20% doing. So in order to live the lives that we truly do desire, let's start from the foundation. Just like our bodies, if we were to cut our finger or to burn our hand or something, our bodies were meant to heal themselves. Our minds and our souls were meant to do the same thing. We're just not taught that. And of course, we can't put a band-aid or ointment on our minds and our souls. It can't be healed that way. So what I'm trying to share with you on this video and this channel are ways to heal our minds and our souls. So have you ever been in another situation where either yourself or somebody that was near you had a slight incident happen to them and they fly off the handle? For no reason, they are losing their crap, and everybody around them is looking at them like it wasn't that bad. Well, let me explain to you what's happening during that. If we could imagine this water bottle as being a part of our being, it is our being. It's our bodies. And every time there's something negative that happens in our lives, a little bit more water gets added to that bottle. Now, what I'm trying to share with you on these videos is to help empty these bottles. But when we see a person fly off the handle like that and get way out of control, it's because their bottle is already full and they can't take anything more before they're set off. And that is a horrible way to live, my friends. I've been there, and it's so not how we were meant to live our lives on this earth. So let's work on emptying our bottles. So basically, as I go along with this video, we're going to be sharing what I call EMBERS with you. And they're basically tricks or tools or exercises that you can use on a daily basis to help you heal or get over things and empty that bottle. So the first thing we need to do to empty that bottle is to take responsibility for where we're at this current time. One of my favorite sayings is, we are where we're at today because of the choices we've made yesterday. So it's important that we don't judge ourselves or judge others. We are all human beings, and usually when we are forced to make a choice, it is under not such ideal conditions, and it is so easy for us to make the wrong choice. But that's okay, because we're going to be taking responsibility for where we're at. And that's just basically telling yourself that, okay, it's time to deal with this now. It doesn't matter what happened, who did it, where it happened. Now it's just time to take responsibility for it and do what's right. The second ember I'm going to throw your way today is to offer forgiveness. Now, a lot of you out there are probably saying, well, I can't forgive so-and-so for what they've done. And you have every right to feel the way that you do. Oftentimes we are hurt by others and we didn't deserve it. But if we don't offer forgiveness, it's basically The same as waiting for that person who did us wrong to come back and apologize for what they've done. And I'm sorry, my friends, but you could be waiting for the rest of your lives for that to happen. And what a waste of time and energy that would be. So, to offer forgiveness, you again are not accepting what happened to you as being the right thing to be done or that you deserved it. You are just making the declaration that that incident and that person will no longer have any effect on you or your life going forward. What we don't realize is that when we offer forgiveness and when we take responsibility, we are allowing ourselves a freedom like we've never seen before. And this is why we've seen people walking around and they seem to have the weight of the world on their shoulders, and you can't figure out why. And it's because their bottles are getting full and they haven't learned how to forgive and how to take control. So, one of the first tools I recommend is for you to write a letter to whomever did you wrong. You don't need to panic. You're not going to be sending them that letter. You can if you'd like to, but it's not necessary. You're going to take a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen, preferably writing rather than typing, and you're going to write down exactly how you feel. How did they make you feel? How hurt are you? How angry are you? How how much resentment are you holding in? Whatever it is that you're feeling in here, you're going to be writing it down on that piece of paper in front of you and basically releasing it away from you. Something So one thing that people don't realize is that everything on this planet is made of energy. If you were to take a chunk of rock, a chunk of wood, maybe a chunk of flesh, maybe a bit of water or gas, you magnify them enough times, and what do you see? You're going to see things moving around in there. Your electrons and your protons and your croutons and all that kind of stuff. It's all moving energy. And so we are connected to this planet, to this universe with energy, throughout energy. Have you ever had that incident where you're thinking of maybe a cousin or a close friend you haven't heard of in a long time? And either on that same day or the following day, they happen to call you out of the blue? There's a reason. There's even a saying that I wish I could repeat verbatim, but I can't remember right now, but something to the fact that if a butterfly was to flap its wings on the far side of the planet, we would be able to feel it here. And it's all because we are all interconnected via energy. So when we are writing that letter, we are taking this negative energy out of us, putting it down on that piece of paper, and allowing it to go away. So you are going to write that letter. You're going to write down in there exactly how you feel. Now, whether that's 2 or 3 paragraphs or 75 pages long, there is no right or wrong way to do any of these exercises I'm about to share with you. But when you are done writing down exactly how you feel, you're going to basically make the declaration saying that as of this day, you no longer hold on to whatever that person has done for it to change you or your life. You're letting all of that go. It will no longer have an effect on you or your life. Okay, say thank you and it is done and sign your name. You're going to take that piece of paper or pieces of paper and you're either going to shred them or you're going to burn them. Make sure you burn them responsibly, please. Okay, so here's tool number 2. And it's very much along the same fashion as writing a letter. But you're going to find yourself in a quiet place, whether it's in the outdoors, or maybe your favorite chair, or maybe lying in bed, Find yourself a place where you can be by yourself for the next 5 or 10 minutes without interruption. Relax yourself as much as you possibly can. Take in some deep breaths. Just be appreciative for your time, because it is your time and you are bettering yourself, which is an absolute blessing. Close your eyes and relax yourself as best as you can. And visualize yourself in a divided room. Now, this room is going to be divided by a bulletproof glass wall. This wall will not break for anything. You are perfectly safe within that room. And on the other side of that wall is going to be the person who's done you wrong. They can hear you clearly, and they can't get to you. You are perfectly safe. And go ahead and tell them exactly how you feel. Be angry. Use all the cursive words you want. Whatever it takes for you to get that negative energy out and just portray it out there, do it. Tell them exactly how you feel. Visualize kicking and punching that wall if you have to. And again, at the end, you're going to make that declaration. That is, as of this day forward, whatever happened is no longer going to have an effect on you or your life going forward. Thank you, and it is done. It is really that simple, but it works so well. This third exercise that I'm going to share with you, I'm going to have to read from my phone because I haven't quite memorized it yet. But this is a spiritual prayer. This is not part of some church or some denomination or some religion. I am not in any way, shape, or form trying to get you to change your beliefs spiritually. These are just tools, I think, that we've had with us since the day this world was created. And this prayer is basically meant to clear the slate spiritually between you and anybody else. There's going to be a blank spot in this prayer, and that's where you put the person's name in which you want to use this prayer with. And I tell you, this is an extremely strong tool. It is incredibly amazing how well it works. So there were two individuals I used to work with at a previous job. And these two guys were not exactly the nicest of people. And over time, they created so much hurt, so much anger, so much resentment within me that it got to the point that I couldn't stop talking about them. I couldn't stop thinking about them. They were renting so much space in my head. And I realized one day that, whoa, this is so not healthy. I need to do something about this, and now. And it had occurred to me that I had this prayer sitting by my side the entire time. And so I went and said this prayer once for each of them. And the end result was nothing I had ever expected. That anger, that resentment, that ill feeling towards them has completely dissipated. And they are the least people on my minds now. It was so freeing, such a healthy thing to do, and I feel so much better. And it will work the same way for you too. So this is how the prayer goes. It will also be typed out in the description below, so feel free to copy and paste it, print it out, share this prayer with everyone. I only wish I could actually pronounce the name of this prayer. It's like Ho'oponopono, no something or other. You'll see what I mean. But anyway, the prayer goes like this. Divine Creator, Father, Mother, Child is one. If I, my family, relatives, and ancestors have offended blank, your family, relatives, and ancestors in thoughts, words, deeds, actions, from the beginning of creation to the present, we ask your forgiveness. Let this cleanse, purify, release and cut all negative memories, blocks, energies, and vibrations, and transmute these unwanted energies to the pure, divine light of love. Thank you, and it is done. This prayer, my friends, has actually been known to create peace between nations. It is that powerful. So please go ahead and use those tools as often as it takes. Start emptying your water bottles by using those tools, and you won't believe how much more free, how much more enlightened you're going to feel and you're going to be. And we live an amazing life on this planet, and there's no reason why we can't enjoy it to the fullest. And by getting rid of all the BS that we have accumulated over the years, we're going to be able to be that type of person and enjoy that type of life. There's been people in my life that I've spent time with, and they never seem to get angry over anything. And it's not to say that they haven't had issues happen to them, but they have figured out how to empty that bottle, and they are amazing people, and it's beautiful to spend time with them because their energy is so pure, and they can teach us so much. So with that, guys, we're going to be done for this particular video. Please come back and check the videos that are yet to come. I plan on having special guests on this channel, and I plan on being on a different location for a fire with every video. So if you're into the outdoors, if you're into ATVing and all that kind of stuff, which are all my passions and the reason why I put this channel together, then I would love to have you with me. Thank you so much for being here today. Please feel free to share anything you've learned today, including the video. So I would so appreciate you passing on the word, because we can all benefit from what these videos are all about. It doesn't matter your color, your creed, your sex. It doesn't matter. Every single person on this planet can benefit from these things. And let's make this planet a better place to be. With that, thank you so much for being you, and we'll see you on the next one.